Where is Jay Slater? A question that everyone on the internet is currently asking. And today we're going to have a look at the timeline so far. We're going to talk about some of the conspiracies. We're going to look at some of the interviews that have happened so far. And we're also going to look at something that was posted into one of the Facebook groups that actually makes a lot of sense. So Jay Slater, 19 years of age from the UK, went on his first lads holiday to Tenerife. Really excited about the trip. Well, we say really excited about the trip. What we've heard so far is his mum was putting quite a bit of pressure on him to go. Anyway, we'll get to the mum a bit later on because there's some story behind there we need to look into. Anyway, so he goes away on his first holiday. He's having a great time. There's some CCTV footage of him having a good time at a rave. Lots of drink, possible drugs. Looks like it could be drugs. Anyway, we'll get onto that a bit later on as well. Then has gone missing, completely missing. He's been missing now, as of today, for 8 days. A long time to be missing for. So Jay's last known location is around 11 hours away from where he was staying. Now the story so far, he could have got a bus, but he decided for whatever reason to walk, and to walk potentially for 11 hours and get lost is crazy in that Spanish heat as well. So that's what we know so far, or we kind of think we know so far. So this is where the story gets a little bit strange. His friend Lucy, his so-called friend Lucy, was the first person to actually ring the police. She said that Jay had actually called her, saying that he had 1% of battery, he'd been cut by a cactus, I believe, and he was running out of water. And she said to him, "Stay where you are, I'm coming to get you." So Jay's friend Lucy has said that she had a phone call from Jay, saying that he was lost, he had 1% battery left, he had been cut, I believe, by a cactus, he was up in the mountains somewhere, and he needed water quickly. So let's talk through the timeline, exactly what happened with the dates. So June the 12th, Jay arrives in Tenerife with his friend Brad, and they are heading to the NRG Rave Festival, and they're staying at the Paloma Beach Hotel. June the 17th, in the early hours, Jay is pictured at an after party with his friend Lucy Mae West, and we'll go on to a bit more about Lucy a bit later on. 2 a.m. that morning, or the morning of the 18th, Lucy leaves the after party and returns to her apartment. Brad also leaves, and Jay stays at the after party with 2 British men he has met during his time away. At 5 a.m, Jay and the 2 British men decide to leave the party, and they have an hour-long car journey to an Airbnb where the 2 British men are staying. 6 a.m, neighbours report noises of people inside coming from the house. At 7:30 a.m, Jay sends 2 pictures of a view to Lucy Mae and his mother on Snapchat, and a picture of him holding a cigarette on the doorstep of the house. At 8 a.m, Jay is seen by a local woman named Medina Hernandez. He asks her how to get back to Los Crianos by bus. She tells him the next one is not until 10 a.m. So that was at 8 a.m, the next bus is 10 a.m, so a 2-hour gap in between for the first bus. 8:15 a.m, the same woman claims she sees Jay walking up the mountains the wrong way. So he's decided he doesn't want to wait the 2 hours, he's going to walk the journey himself. And we've all been there, I'm sure, in that position where you're drunk, and if he was on drugs, he's on drugs, and he thinks, do you know what, I'm not going to wait the 2 hours, I'm just going to walk, it won't take me too long. We've all been in that position before, not actually understanding how long the journey can actually take. Now this is where it gets interesting. At 8:50, Jay calls Lucy, that's Lucy Mae, his friend, and he tells her that he has 1% battery left on his phone, he is thirsty, and he has no idea where he is. Now there's also reports he mentioned that he was cut as well, maybe by a cactus, but that is not confirmed. From here on in, it's very hard to know exactly what happened, but we know parts. Now this is where it gets very strange for me, because Lucy informs the police, who also informs Jay's mum. But Lucy also does an interview once the police have started searching with a British news channel called ITV. Now I'm going to pop up the interview here so you can see it. Now what's really strange about this interview, well, watch it first and then we'll talk what's strange about it.
if you look around, you can literally see it's not safe for anybody to have been here without any of the supplies that you need. He's not got any hiking stuff, he's not got any sun cream, like he's not got his phone, he's in like severe danger. And I just feel like I've been up here every single day since that it's happened. I've been walking around trying to find him, like literally doing everything that I possibly can. And in the full time I've been up here, I haven't seen one helicopter, which I feel like is very, very important, because the helicopters will be able to see things like, yes, they've had drones up here, yes, they have had dogs. However, they haven't actually had a scent from anything of Jay's. So I know that the dogs will be able to sniff out any humans, but obviously there's humans down there looking for Jay, and I think that could be misleading for them. Like, I feel like they definitely need to get a scent from Jay. Like, with the time I've spoke to them, I've said you need to get a scent, like, and they've like sort of disregarded.
So for me, I'm sure for you guys, what is strange about this interview? Why is she facing away from the camera? She's trying to protect our identity for what? Okay, if my loved one or if my friend had gone missing and I was giving an interview to try and get people to help find him or to give as much information as possible, you better believe I'm facing the camera talking during that interview, unless you've got something to hide. And we'll come on to that a bit later, because there's a lot of rumours going around that there is more to this case than meets the eye. So Jay's mum decides to fly out. Understandably, she wants to come out, she wants to fly out and try and help find her son. But her TV interviews again are very strange. And it reminds me a little bit of Shannon Matthews' case with her mum's interview. Let me play the interview now and see what you guys think.
Just to let him go, he's not a bad person. He's just got in maybe with some strangers who befriended him. I'm not stupid, I've been to Tenerife before, I've worked abroad myself. These were all the warnings that I gave to him as well. Just if you've got him, he's not a bad person. He's just got in some, I don't know, if he has got in any trouble, please just let him go. Just let him go. Everybody loves Jay. Everybody loves being in his company. He's bubbly and fun, and he's just a lovely boy. A bonny, beautiful. And he was supposed to fly home from this island today. Now we would have been on a flight back. Feeling, has somebody taken him? Has he just panicked? Where am I? You know, they've been in high spirits. They've been to an event. You know, as he just thought, right, I need to go get back down to civilise it. But there is people up there. Why has nobody seen him? You know, there's tourists up there. It's a climbing, you know, it's a hive of activity at 8 AM in the morning.
And the search, we know, is going on again today.
Yeah.
Will you be taking part in that?
I can't bear to see where he could be, like, just lying there somewhere. I can't bear it. I don't have the strength to do it. But...
Now, what's really frustrating about this, and I completely understand, everyone deals with things in a different way. She has claimed that she's too exhausted to actually go and help search for him. Too exhausted to go and search for your son. Very strange. But a lot of people online, and there's lots of stuff going on online about this, are saying, well, she's managed to get her nails done. She had a nice glass of orange juice, or maybe vodka and orange juice, who's the judge, during that interview. But she's too exhausted to go and help find her missing son. So since the police have started searching for Jay, more footage has been released, including one of him at the festival. So let me play the footage here and see what you guys think. He looks very intoxicated, and for me, looks like he could have taken some narcotics as well. Very strange, and something that I cannot get my head around is, why would you go on holiday with people and leave them behind? You stick together, you leave together. And I know it's very easy to say when you're not in that situation, when you're not drunk and stuff, but You know, you're in a foreign country, you're just going to stay together. Slightly different, I would say, maybe if you're in like your own country, if you're in the UK, you might sort of split up. You might say, you know, I'll speak to you tomorrow, get yourself home, blah, blah, blah. Foreign country for me is different. You don't know your surroundings, you don't know your area, and also you can't speak the language fluently as well. So who's to say that he hasn't been asking people for help and they cannot understand him or he cannot understand them as well? Anyway, message to people, do not leave your friends alone, especially in a foreign country. Crazy to do so, in my opinion. Jay's dad and brother have also gone out, and again, people are digging into their interviews. I don't find their interviews with the media as suspicious as the mums. They do say some terms though that doesn't really ring true, and a lot of the time they're talking about they want someone to save him from the mountains and they want their son back, and we do not know if he's actually up in the mountains. You know, anything could have happened. He could have been walking for 5 minutes and, you know, he could have got knocked over. He could have been abducted. And as I mentioned earlier, online, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, the community, the true crime community detectives, including myself, are trying to solve this case. And there's lots of funny conspiracies, and I will do another video on all them and we'll debunk some of them and actually probably laugh at some of the comments. It's crazy. But I saw something posted the other day that made perfect sense to what could have happened, and I'm going to flash it up on screen. I'm going to read through it, and then you guys can let me know whether you think there's any context to this or whether someone is just very creative, because reading this would make an incredible film. Let me read it out to you. So it was posted by someone called Carter Blake, and they said at the start, this is a fake account to protect me and my loved ones. They say, this is not fake. Lucy May is not innocent at all. I am a close associate to Lucy with others in Tenerife and Ibiza areas. Rumours are true. Lucy's a drug mule. We work together, about 20 of us, split into groups, half to Ibiza, half to Tenerife. This is our job. We get brought out every event of any month in general to deal. And when I say deal drugs. Depending on who you are, how long you've been doing it, or what you've done, you all get paid differently. Lucy is more the top dog in it. Lucy gets paid $25,000 a month to deal and sell drugs. About 10 of us get $14,000. And the new recruits get paid $5,000. Lucy met Jay at a festival and started discussing with him over Snapchat about how much we make doing all this, how it's a luxury and we are basically living the life. Jay come along to Tenerife and met me and Lucy there. Lucy explained the danger to Jay. If we fuck up, we are basically dead. Our bosses take disrespect to heart and do not tread lightly from past experiences and what we have witnessed. We got dropped backpacks of packs, estimated 17,000 to sell and dish at the festival, or in the streets in general. There were 5 bags and we got given designated bag holders who would have the bag 24/7, then take out however much anyone needed. Lucy had a bag along with me and also Jay. We separate into groups and go our ways to sell. Lucy then gets a phone call from Jay at about 3 AM Monday morning, him crying, saying he has lost the bag. Lucy didn't think anything of it until he told her he's taken half for himself already and the bag was stolen. Of course we all panic as our lives are at stake here. This is someone's business and we've lost them 6,000. We go and meet Jay and Lucy tells him how she doesn't know what she's going to do or what she's even going to say. At around maybe 5 AM, our bosses ring, as that's the time they come to our current location to collect remaining packages and the money. Lucy didn't tell him on the phone that Jay had taken half already and lost the bag on top of that. Around 30 minutes later, they come to collect and realise there's only 4 bags. We all get questioned, and that's when Lucy explains to him what Jay has done. He went back into his car and got straight on the phone. Lucy told Jay, see, told you it'd be all right. About 2 minutes later, he comes back to us and tells us to turn around. He tells us we either find them 30,000 right now or we get killed. At this point, Lucy starts crying. Remember the 30,000, we're going to speak about that shortly. But at this point, Lucy starts crying and is trying to reason with them, begging him. Lucy tells him we haven't got that much on us, and even if we did, we wouldn't be able to get it in time. The man gets back onto the phone and starts speaking Moroccan. He gets off and tells us his boss wants one of us until we get the money. We try again reasoning with him and offer something else. After failed attempts, the man says he's taking Jay, as he's the one that done the damage. After Lucy was perfectly fine and stopped worrying all of a sudden, we all sat down and explained how the hell we are resolving this. Nothing like this has ever happened. We get a phone call saying if we don't get them the money, Jay's dying. Lucy said we are going to get into so much trouble and suggested we just go home right now, but we couldn't, as they now had people watching us every step we took. We have never had this happen in all the years of doing so. Our bosses do not play. They are dangerous people and do not get anything a second thought. We have no idea where they have him. Lucy then goes into Jay's bedroom and gets his phone that is left on charge. I can 100% confirm his phone was not about to die and was at a good percentage. Lucy then starts explaining how people are going to realise and start ringing him and looking for him. We got a taxi and went to the deepest into the mountains, where Lucy opened Jay's phone and leaves it on the floor. We then drive back. At this point it's coming up to around 7:30 AM. We are still getting phone calls and messages threatening our lives. Lucy then phones Jay's mum and explains to her what he's done. She starts crying, saying, I told him not to be fucking about out there, just basically saying she warned him. Whilst discussing how they're going to get the money, Jay's mum tells Lucy that they need to get the word out there, but we need to completely flip the whole thing. Lucy then calls the police and tells them Jay called her, which he never did, once, and tells them he's lost. Again, not true. It's around 8:30 now, coming up to 9, and we still have no idea what to do. We haven't seen Jay, we haven't spoken to Jay, nothing. Then it starts up in the news and everyone starts showing support and love, and Lucy suggests we just get the ones who are actually supporting to just donate to find him. As Lucy said, we aren't spending none of the money. Please bear in mind we get paid around 75,000 every single month, depending on how good it is. Please, you must understand Lucy is totally guilty and his mother too. I want no involvement in this. I came to work and get money, not to be dragged in a situation where someone I'm not even familiar with robs the mafia. We are all at risk. We could get killed at any moment. I don't know what else to say to make people believe me, but I hugely hope that you do believe everything. I've tried to say everything as it happened. Please share. Now this post has been subsequently deleted, but obviously was screenshotted and put online within seconds of it going out. Now, this could be anyone from the internet, so everything there, take with a pinch of salt. But a lot of things are starting to add up with all of this. Mentioned earlier the GoFundMe, 30,000. That first of all, the GoFundMe page first of all, was set at 10,000. And the family quickly changed it to 30,000. And the reasoning behind that is they wanted the money for food and accommodation for people when they're out searching for Jay. But not just for the mum, the dad, the brother, for his friends to come out and search for him as well. It's not adding up. There is a lot more to this case, and unfortunately, I don't know if we're ever going to find out the answers. Let me know in the comments what you think has happened to Jay. Are we ever going to see him? Is when the 30,000 and the GoFundMe has been hit now, when that money gets released, is that actually going to be paying the mafia to release him? I don't believe that, personally. What is going to be the outcome of this case? And what do you guys think? It's nuts. It is nuts.